welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, and in today's video we'll be going over the second half of part 8 of the Master Key System by Charles F. Hanna. And as always, guys, in these videos I will be going over 5 questions and answers. So what are we going to learn today? What is knowledge? What is the power with which successful men build? What predetermines the result? And what is the result of a keen analytical observation? And to what do these lead? Alright guys, so I'm going to get straight into the reading, and at the end we will be going over the answers to these questions. So stay towards the end and we will be getting into it. So without further ado, the second part of part 8 of the Master Key System. Alright, constructive imagination means mental labor, by some considered to be the hardest kind of labor. But if so, it yields the greatest returns. For all the great things in life have come to men and women who had the capacity to think, to imagine, and to make their dreams come true. When you have become thoroughly conscious of the fact that mind is the only creative principle, that it is omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, and that you can consciously come into harmony with the omnipotence through your power of thought, you have taken a long step in the right direction. The next step is to place yourself in position to receive this power. As it is omnipresent, it must be within you. We know that this is so because we know that all power is from within, but it must be developed, unfolded, cultivated. In order to do this, we must be receptive, and this receptivity is acquired just as physical strength is gained by exercise. The law of attraction will certainly and unerringly bring to you the conditions, environment, and experiences in life, corresponding with your habitual characteristic, predominant mental attitude. Not what you think once in a while when you are in church or have just read a good book, but your predominant mental attitude is what counts. You cannot entertain weak, harmful, negative thoughts 10 hours a day and expect to bring about beautiful, strong, and harmonious conditions by 10 minutes of strong, positive, creative thought. Real power comes from within. All power that anybody can possibly use is within man, only waiting to be brought into visibility by his first recognizing it and then affirming it as his, working it into his consciousness until he becomes one with it. People say that they desire abundant life, and so they do, but so many interpret this to mean that if they will exercise their muscles or breath scientifically, eat certain foods in certain ways, drink so many glasses of water every day, or just a certain temperature, keep out of drafts, they will attain the abundant life they seek. The result of such method is but indifferent. However, when man awakens to the truth and affirms his oneness with all life, he finds that he takes on the clear eye, the elastic step, the vigor of youth. He finds that he has discovered the source of all power. All mistakes are but the mistakes of ignorance. Knowledge gaining and consequent power is what determines growth and evolution. The recognition and demonstration of knowledge is what constitutes power, and this power is spiritual power. And this spiritual power is the power which lies at the heart of all things. It is the soul of the universe. This knowledge is the result of man's ability to think. Thought is therefore the germ of man's conscious evolution. When man ceases to advance in his thoughts and ideals, his forces immediately begin to disintegrate, and his countenance gradually registers these changing conditions. Successful men make it their business to hold ideals of the conditions which they wish to realize. They constantly hold in mind the next step necessary to the ideal for which they are striving. Thoughts are the materials with which they build, and the imagination is their mental workshop. Mind is the ever-moving force with which they secure the persons and circumstances necessary to build the success structure, and imagination is the matrix in which all great things are fashioned. If you have been faithful to your ideal, you will hear the call when circumstances are ready to materialize. Your plans and results will correspond in the exact ratio of your fidelity to your ideal. The ideal is steadily held, is what predetermines and attracts the necessary conditions for its fulfillment. It is thus that you may weave a garment of spirit and power into the web of your entire existence. It is thus that you may lead a charmed life and be forever protected from all harm. It is thus that you may become a positive force whereby conditions of opulence and harmony may be attracted to you. This is the leaven which is gradually permeating the general consciousness and is largely responsible for the conditions of unrest which are everywhere evident. In the last part, you created a mental image. You brought it from the invisible into the visible. This week, I want you to take an object and follow it back to its origination. See of what it really consists. If you do this, you will develop imagination, insight, perception, and sagacity. These come not by the superficial observation of the multitude, but by a keen analytical observation which sees below the surface. It is the few who know that the things which they see are only effects, and understand the causes by which these effects were brought into existence. Take the same position as heretofore and visualize a battleship. See the grim monster floating on the surface of the water. There appears to be no life anywhere about. All is silence. You know that by far the largest part of the vessel is underwater, out of sight. You know that the ship is large and as heavy as a 20-story skyscraper. You know that there are hundreds of men ready to spring to their appointed task instantly. You know that every department is in charge of able, trained, skilled officials who have proven themselves competent to take charge of this marvelous piece of mechanism. You know that although it lies apparently oblivious to everything else, it has eyes which see everything for miles around, and nothing is permitted to escape its watchful vision. You know that while it appears quiet, submissive, and innocent, it is prepared to hurl a steel projectile weighing thousands of pounds at an enemy many miles away. This and much more you can bring to mind with comparatively no effort whatsoever. But how did the battleship come to be where it is? How did it come into existence in the first place? All of this you want to know if you are a careful observer. Follow the great steel plates through the foundries, see the thousands of men employed in their production, go still further back and see the ore as it comes from the mine, see it loaded on barges or cars, see it melted and properly treated. Go back still further and see the architect and engineers who planned the vessel. Let the thought carry you back still further in order to determine why they planned the vessel. You will see that you are now so far back that the vessel is something intangible. It no longer exists. It is now only a thought existing in the brain of the architect. But from where did the order come to plan the vessel? Probably from the Secretary of Defense. But probably this vessel was planned long before the war was thought of, and that Congress had to pass a bill appropriating the money. Possibly there was opposition, and speeches for or against the bill. Whom do these congressmen represent? They represent you and me, so that our line of thoughts begins with the battleship and ends with ourselves. And we find in the last analysis that our own thought is responsible for this and many other things, of which we seldom think. And a little further reflection will develop the most important fact of all, and that is, if someone had not discovered the law by which this tremendous mass of steel and iron could be made to float upon the water, and instead of immediately going to the bottom, the battleship could not have come into existence at all. This law is that the specific gravity of any substance is the weight of any volume of it compared with an equal volume of water. The discovery of this law revolutionized every kind of ocean travel, commerce, and warfare, and made the existence of the battleship, aircraft carriers, and cruise ships possible. You will find exercises of this kind invaluable. When the thought has been trained to look below the surface, everything takes on a different appearance. The insignificance becomes significant, the uninteresting interesting. The things which we suppose to be of no importance are seen to be the only real vital things in existence. All right, and we have a quote from the Sanskrit. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. From the Sanskrit. All right, guys, that is the end of the second half of part 8. So let's go ahead and get right into the answers. So, numero uno, what is knowledge? The result of a man's ability to think. What is the power with which successful men build? Mind is the very moving force with which they secure the persons and circumstances necessary to complete their plans. What predetermines the result? The ideal held steadily in mind attracts the necessary conditions for its fulfillment. What is the result of a keen analytical observation? The development of imagination, insight, perception, and sagacity. And last but not least, to what do these lead? They lead to opulence and harmony. All right, guys, so that is the end of the video. I want to thank you guys again, as always, for watching. Go ahead and smash that like button, tap that subscribe button to help us with our current goal of 1,000 subscribers. And if you have any questions about this or anything else I talk about on my channel, you can always email me directly at info@tycoontalk.xyz, or leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. You can also let me know any topics you'd like me to go in depth more further, or any topics you'd like me to discuss on the channel. And you can leave that in the comment section below as well. And all of my links are in the description box below to my online store, socials, everything, favorite digital assets, everything you'll be able to find in the description box below. And if you like this video, go ahead and check out the other videos on my channel where I talk about how to make money with cryptocurrency, how to fix your credit, the financial markets, a whole bunch of cool information that you can't necessarily Google and find on your own. So I have videos discussing the intricacies of those things on my channel. So go ahead and head on over to the playlist section, and you'll see they are divided into 3 different separate playlist, and you'll be able to catch up on all those videos. And as always, my friends, I want to thank you once again, and I want to send infinite abundance to you now and forever. And I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.